everyone. We are out in our 1999 Ferrari 550 Maranello coupe, finished in a super unique Bianco Avis with Bordeaux interior, with blue Scuro upper dash environment, steering wheel and seat piping. A white 550 Maranello is the most unobtainium color of the standard palette. Obviously there's some paint to sample and stuff that you could get would make it slightly more unique, but we're told that there's only 8 Bianco Avis cars that were made for the world. I'm sure all the Ferrari chatters and people that know a little more than we do about these cars will correct us if we're wrong. We'd love to know if there's a real answer. This car started its life in Japan. It was imported there originally, built in 1999, so it is a 1999 model year car, and then came over to Canada where it became compliant when it was 15 years old in 2018. Lived in Canada all the way up until 2023 when we imported it into the US. So obviously these cars, service history and everything is a big deal. This one's got a massive amount of service records. It's had multiple, I think 3 or 4 belt services in its life. I literally just pulled out a Ferrari at Newport Beach and we did a belt service there to make sure everything was up to snuff. The goal with this car was to make sure everything was as close to perfect as possible for a 25,969 kilometer car, and just to calculate that for everybody, it's about 16,000 miles. Driving along the 73 South in Newport now, air conditioning's on and it blows ice cold. All of the buttons have had all the sticky no more already done. There's nothing to do there. The top of the steering wheel, that's all been done. All the switches on the doors and whatnot, those have all been done. So there's no sticky buttons. There's no shrinkage on the airbag cover. No shrinkage on the dash, which these are obviously always notorious for. Right now we're driving along at about 110 kilometers, which is about 70 miles an hour, and it's absolutely laser straight. Sounds perfect, shifts great. Clutch was replaced about 1,300 kilometers ago. Water pump was done. You know, endless service records with the car, which is great. I've driven lots of these 550 Maranellos over the years, and I can honestly say you either get a great one that's been cared for, or you get one that was driven, used, and lived its life, just to be used. This one has definitely been cared for. All the touch points where you see wear and tear on these cars just doesn't show. All the center console around, the shifter, all the buttons for the mirrors, the ashtray door, all the telltale signs where you see wear and tear just isn't there. It's just a stunning car. It's complete with all its books, all its records, all its tools, 3 keys, the remotes. And I'm looking at all the gauges right now. They all work as they should. Heating system is all functioning as it should. Obviously air conditioning at this point, but we've driven 5 kilometers so far, and it works and feels and drives great. I've tried my driver's side seat switches, all of those work, mirrors work. So the goal was take it to the Ferrari authorized dealer, get them to do everything they found that it needed, which we did, and now it's ready for sale. So this will be coming to Bring a Trailer, no reserve, and be sold to the highest bidder. So it should be an exciting auction. I'm really curious to see who else has seen a white 550 Maranello. Acceleration is great. squeaks, no rattles, no weird sounds, no wind noises, and window seals. One of the items that I say drive me nuts when you get into a car, this air conditioning is actually too cold. If you get frostbite, blame it on us. This air conditioning is cold. But I always say I have a little bit of OCD every time I get into a car. I find something that I dislike, and this is definitely one of those cars that is checking all my boxes. So everything feels good. Downshifts feel great. Exhaust note is exactly what it should be. End it there, and then we'll come back, and when we get on the on-ramp, let you see it go through its paces and through the gears. We've got a great temperature now, so we'll go through the gears and let you know. So we're getting back onto the 73 North, heading back to Newport Beach, just on the on-ramp. Suspension feels good in the corner. And let's open it up a little. Now 65 miles per hour. To fifth. On to sixth gear. 3,100 RPM and 140 kilometers, which is about 80 miles per hour. Downshift through the gears. I love this car. I honestly say I've driven quite a few 550s, and this one pulls great, stops great. Why? All the brakes and rotors were done also about 1,500 kilometers ago at the Ferrari dealer. So complete Ferrari service throughout its whole life, and just serviced and maintained by the Ferrari store here in Newport Beach. Incredibly rare color combination, super complete car. If I was to pick anything apart, over in Japan they have the glass etching, which they put a serial number in all the glass, so all that windshield side windows, rear windows have the etching in the glass. Not something that deteriorates from the overall look, but as I said earlier, I have OCD. That's the only thing I can pick apart. And then there's just a little point on the steering wheel here, which is really hard to see. There's a little sort of mark in the steering wheel there where it's lifting a tiny bit. But for 1999 550 Maranello to have one little item on the interior that you dislike is very, very limited. We're going to pull over up here at our next stop, and we'll do a walk around video, pop the hood, show you all the items that come with the car. It's been protected with cocoa mats since day one, so the underside carpet mats are like brand new. All the carpets are very, very clean and nice. So it may not be your preference to have the cocoa mats, but they came with the car, so we left them in just so you can see how it was cared for. But other than that, no complaints about the driving. Everything is great. I'd get in this car and drive it to Pebble Beach for a car week if you are so inclined and want to have a fun one to take to car week that you won't see two of, which is tough to say up there, but I can almost guarantee there's not a white 550 can help with, we highly recommend using our trusted carriers, reliable carriers. They're insured properly, so you never have to worry. Door-to-door service, they handle all of our cars, and we can set it up for you. Just as a reference point, if you're curious what shipping is going to cost from where the car is here in Newport Beach to, say, Miami, Florida, it's somewhere in the $2,800 range. To go up to the Pacific Northwest, probably $1,800. To go up into the Northeast into New York, it's again in that $3,000, $3,500 range. I know to Texas is about $2,200. So we'll get you an exact quote if you send us a zip code and help you with the shipping. We do have storage available. If you did want to come out and drive it, you don't have to pick the car up right away. We're happy to accommodate the car for a little bit and make it happen. If you have a trade-in that you want to possibly get rid of, please reach out to us well in advance of the auction end. We won't take a trade-in after the fact, but certainly before the auction ends, we can give you a trade value. All we need is pictures, odometer reading, and service records and history on the car. And if we could get all that, we'll give you a trade value that you can apply to the value of this car. So please reach out well in advance if you do want to talk about the idea of trading. Thank you very much. Well, now that we're in traffic, I got a chance to think and recap all the things that we went through in the driving video, and stupid me, I forgot one of the most important things on this car. It is equipped with the Fiorano handling package. So that is a huge deal to have a Fiorano handling package, 550 Maranello. So I just wanted to add that at the end so that you're well aware that it is equipped with that. And we will upload all of the options to the auction so you know exactly the specifications is from new with the original in-service date, the original build records, and all the service records will be chronologically organized for you. Thank you very much.